There are many Bible stories that are well known around the world. One of the most popular stories is the story of Jesus' death. This story has been told and retold so many times that it has become a familiar story to many people. But what if we told you that there are deeper meanings hidden within this story? In this video, we will be sharing 25 deeper meanings in the story of Jesus' death. So make sure to watch until the end to find out what they are. Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will be discussing 25 deeper meanings in the story of Jesus' death. Before we get started, we would like to ask that you please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you can receive notifications of our next videos. Also, we invite you to leave a comment below with your thoughts about the story of Jesus' death. Let's begin. Number 1, the perfect sacrifice. Jesus was the perfect sacrifice because he was the Son of God who became a man. He was born into the world without sin and lived a life of obedience to God. His death on the cross was also perfect. It was a substitutionary sacrifice, where he took the punishment that we deserved upon himself. This showed God's justice, because he did not allow sin to go unpunished. But at the same time, he showed his mercy by forgiving us through Jesus' sacrifice. Number 2, grace and mercy. Jesus' death on the cross was an act of grace and mercy from God. He could have chosen to punish us for our sins, but instead, he sent his Son to die in our place. This shows how merciful and gracious God is towards us. 3, love. One of the most important lessons that we can learn from Jesus' death is the lesson of love. He loved us so much that he was willing to sacrifice his own life for us. This teaches us that we should love one another as Jesus loved us. For salvation. Jesus' death on the cross was the event that brought salvation to all who believe in him. This means that he saved us from the penalty of our sins, which is eternal separation from God. Because of his death, we can have everlasting life in heaven. 5, justification. Through faith in Jesus' sacrifice, we are justified in God's sight. This means that we are declared righteous and forgiven of all our sins. It is a free gift from God that we cannot earn or deserve. 6, reconciliation. Another important truth that we learn from Jesus' death is that he reconciled us to God. We were enemies of God because of our sins, but through Jesus' death, we have been made friends of God. This means that we can now have a relationship with God through faith in Jesus. 7, redemption. Jesus' death was a means of redemption for those who believe in him. This means that he bought us back from slavery to sin and gave us freedom to live a life of holiness and righteousness. 8, substitution. Jesus took our place and died in our stead. He was the substitute that God chose to send because he wanted to show mercy and forgiveness to us. This teaches us that we can put our trust in God, knowing that Jesus' sacrifice was sufficient for our sins. 9, propitiation. Through Jesus' death, God was propitiated. This means that he turned away his wrath against us and was appeased by the sacrifice of his Son. It shows that God is just and holy, and yet he is also merciful and forgiving. 10, the victorious life. Even though Jesus died on the cross, this was not the end of his life. Because of his resurrection, he conquered death and sin and gives us the hope of everlasting life. By putting our faith in him, we can also have this victorious life. 11, the cost of discipleship. Following Jesus is not always easy, and sometimes it comes at a cost. Jesus knew this, and that is why he told his disciples to take up their cross and follow him. This teaches us that we should be prepared to suffer for the sake of the gospel and to deny ourselves in order to follow Jesus closely. 12, the power of prayer. In the garden just before his crucifixion, Jesus prayed fervently to God, asking that if it were possible, let this cup pass from him. This teaches us that prayer is powerful and that we should pray earnestly for help in times of great trial and suffering. 13, trust in God. Despite the pain and suffering that he endured, Jesus never doubted God's plan for him. He trusted that God would be with him and would bring him through the ordeal. This teaches us that we should put our trust in God and believe that he will help us through our trials. 14, obedience to God. Jesus was obedient to God's will, even when it meant that he had to suffer and die on the cross. This teaches us that obedience to God should be our priority, even when it is difficult. Number 15, perseverance. Jesus persevered through his suffering and did not give up. Even when he was tempted by the devil to deny God, he resisted and pressed on. This teaches us that we should persevere through our trials and not give up on what we believe in. Number 16, humility. Jesus, being fully God, did not think that he was above suffering. He humbled himself and took on the form of a servant, becoming obedient unto death, even death on a cross. This teaches us that we should be humble and not think that we are better than others. Number 17, the importance of service. Jesus washed the feet of his disciples before he was crucified. This teaches us that we should be servants of one another, and that serving others is an important part of being a Christian. Number 18, forgiveness. Despite being betrayed by Judas and Peter, and despite being mocked and beaten by the soldiers, Jesus forgave them all. This teaches us that we should forgive others who wrong us, and that forgiveness is an important part of being a Christian. Number 19, hope. Jesus' death on the cross gives us hope for the future. He conquered death and offers us everlasting life in heaven. This gives us reason to be hopeful, even when we are facing difficult times in our lives. No. 20, faith. Jesus' death and resurrection teach us that we should have faith in God, even when things seem impossible. God can still work in our lives and bring us through our trials. No. 21, commitment. Jesus was committed to his mission, even unto death. This teaches us that we should be committed to following Jesus and doing his will, no matter what the cost may be. No. 22, strength. Jesus showed great strength during his crucifixion. He was able to endure the pain and suffering of the cross for our sake. This teaches us that we can be strong in the face of our trials and that we should not complain or give up. No. 23, purity. Jesus lived a pure life and was tempted by the devil only once during his entire ministry. This teaches us that we should strive for purity in our own lives and resist temptation whenever we can. No. 24, holiness. Jesus was perfectly holy and without sin. His death on the cross shows us that we should strive for holiness in our lives and avoid sin at all costs. No. 25, sacrifice. Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice by giving his life for us. This teaches us that we should be willing to make sacrifices in our lives for the sake of our faith and for the good of others. These are just a few of the many lessons that we can learn from the story of Jesus' death. We hope that you have been blessed by this video and that you will remember these lessons as you walk with Jesus. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any of our future videos. God bless you and keep you.